you're the one that you've been looking for. And I'm just here to remind you of that. I've created this channel to learn things and then to share them with you.
Hello you guys, welcome back. Keith. Knowledge, information, and entertainment. I got you guys covered. Words do not create your reality. Words do not create your reality. Words do not create your reality. When someone tells you to choose your words wisely, because what you speak manifests, it is not the complete truth. I will explain why. Here's a bit of a shameless plug. Never mind, I thought I had my book here. I have a book, I talk about it, etc. Point is, you guys are all familiar with Dr. Emoto's tests with water. Write love on the water, makes it really pretty. Write hate on the water, makes it really ugly. It's basically the conclusion of the test. So the conclusion was, words create reality, or at least that is a reinforcement of the idea that your words create reality. This is not true. This is not true. Or at least it's not the truest. What's more true is your association with words creates your reality. The energy behind the word creates your reality. Let me give you a good example. If I were to raise a child thinking that the feeling of love is a sensation, right? If I write love down on a piece of paper, what you see written down as love, that's not love. That's a symbol of love. That's all it is. It's symbolizing a sensation. That's all it is. Symbols are representations of deeper meanings. That's all symbols are. But symbols themselves do not hold power without the attaching energy. This candle, everything you see on this video right now is to create a certain feel for you, for the viewer. The Anubis candle, the map of the old school looking map behind me, the mushrooms to my right, these are all supposed to evoke a sort of feeling out of this channel as you watch it. But these things don't hold power in and of themselves. Maps and these trinkets, I believe, it is a higher sense of consciousness that's able to focus energy into certain things, humans being capable of doing that sort of thing. Or practically gods. Think about, we can take a gene out of a frog and put it into a tomato so that the tomato doesn't freeze during the winter. We can clone animals. We can hybridize plants to survive in climates that they should not be living in. We are practically gods because we have a certain level of consciousness. Now, because we have consciousness and an ability to focus that consciousness, we can store energy inside of things. Case in point, I can write love on a petri dish of water, freeze it, and it looks pretty. I can write hate on a petri dish, freeze it, and it looks ugly. That's the power I have of the focus of will, the focus of concentration. But hate, the word in and of itself, doesn't exist. That's an abstract concept. Somewhere at the beginning of the English language, someone could have said, I actually like the word hate better. There's something about the word hate that I like. So this feeling that feels nice and pleasurable is now hate. And what feels nasty and wrong, I'm going to call that love. So we switch the words, right? Doesn't change the feeling. Doesn't change the vibration of the feeling. All we've done is change the symbol to represent that feeling, which is the case I'm making for words not having power. It's our association to words that have power. For example, if I would have taken a child and said, hey child, that feeling that makes you feel real nice, there's a word for that. It's called hate. And that feeling that's nasty and it doesn't make you feel good at all, you feel really bad, we call that love. So the child its whole life thinks that love is hate and hate is love. Now if that child did the same test that Dr. Emoto did, wrote the word hate, which is what that child thinks of as love, and wrote the word hate on a petri dish and froze it, that petri dish would have a beautiful design to it. even though it has the word hate written on it. And the reason why is because it wasn't the word that had power. It was the association to the word that had that interference with the design of the water molecule. For whatever reason, this is probably a whole nother video in and of itself, water has the capability, the capacity of storing energy inside of it, which is clear, right? The sun blasts on the water all day. The water absorbs the infrared energy and it heats up. The air is cold outside, the water gets cold because the water exchanges energy very well with its surroundings. So it doesn't surprise me that it would absorb energy in the form of thoughts, which are another actual recorded piece of energy. An electrocephalogram or something like that is a machine that hooks up to your brain and measures your thoughts. Measures each thought to a certain hertz, a certain frequency that's output from your brain. That's the source. Thought is the source. The energy that comes out of your mind is source. But that's not words. Words are a symbol of that source. Again, I can put any fucking word on any sensation, on any emotion that I want. And a few generations later, that word will become new. You know, if I start my own commune and I say, okay, everyone from here on out switch love and hate up with each other, 500 years from now, everyone's going to say the word hate, but it's going to be attached to the feeling of what we call love. Without a change in the frequency, without a change in the projected thought form, if that makes any sense. So what this means to you guys is that you really need to pay attention to not getting caught up in symbols so much. If you can get caught up in symbols because they reinforce your feelings, or here's a good example. Say you want to manifest something. Witchcraft, this is big in witchcraft, it's big in alchemy and hermeticism, transmutation, it's big in shamanism, it's big in even Christianity. All forms of religion or worship, everything has the same thing. They have their thoughts and then they have their trinkets that go along with it. And they work in tandem. Because remember, the name of the game is, if you want to manifest something, you must concentrate energy. You must focus energy powerfully enough and long enough for it to materialize into the physical world. That's what the whole role of focus is. So if you have, say you're doing a ritual, you have your candles, and you have your herbs, and you have your special clothing, and you have your special jewelry, and you have your special stones. You have all these symbols that represent an aspect of the mind. And all those symbols reinforce your own belief, which reinforces your own confidence. And when your confidence goes up, so does your focus, so does your willpower, so does your belief in something. And these are all very, very, very big key factors when it comes to manifesting shit that you want. So, prime example, you hold a ritual, you light all the candles. There's one piece of symbology. You burn incense. There's another piece of symbology. You wear clothes. There's another piece of symbology. All these symbols are reinforcing your mind, but they're reinforcing your mind. Because your mind is source. Mind is always source, not the symbol. So when I say your words do not create your reality, I'm not saying that you can't use words to create your reality. I'm saying that the creation isn't coming from the word itself. The creation is coming from your association to that word. It's your association. So you guys need to be careful about what you associate certain thoughts with, what you associate certain words with. Here's how I thought about it. I made an Instagram video where I made a passing joke because I went into the police station looking for my wallet. I lost my wallet, hoping the police station had it. My ID was in there. And so I was like, oh, this is a funny joke. I drove up to the police station without my driver's license, looking for my driver's license. They're going to arrest me or some stupid shit. And I was just making a joke. And one of the homies responded, said, hey, be careful, don't speak it into existence. She was joking too. She wasn't being serious. She was like, don't say that. But here's the thing. Some people do say that. Some people don't speak it into existence. Don't speak it into existence. Obviously, I'm fine. I didn't get arrested. I didn't get a ticket. I went in. I walked out. They didn't have my wallet. I got a call back later. Anywho, my association with that joke was to make people laugh. There was no intention of being arrested. There was no nothing, right? So this is the missing link. This is the gap in between, oh, I want to manifest shit, oh, I speak things, and some of the things I'm speaking aren't working, or sometimes I'm speaking other things, but that's never happened before. It's simple. Thought is origin, but as it manifests in the material world, it gets more complex, you know? And a lot of times what people do, especially in the spiritual realm, is they want to oversimplify everything. Of course, we want to be as simple as we possibly can for the sake of understanding, or for the sake of just getting your message understood, or people just like the idea that if it's simple, it must be true. And if it's complex, like, it shouldn't be that difficult. It should be, no, it should be as simple as it needs to be in order to get the point across. It doesn't mean you oversimplify it to lose stuff in translation, because holy shit, you guys, you can, like this for example, you can't oversimplify and just say your thoughts, your words create your reality. You speak things into existence. No, it's more like you feel into existence and you think into existence. You know what I mean? And the words are just physical representations, symbols of those thoughts, of those things. And your thoughts on symbols can change constantly. This is the power of the media. This is the power of cinema. This is the power of just listening to lectures online, period. You can completely reroute your association to certain words for the good or for the better, depending upon what you consume and what you make a part of yourself. And it's not always simple. And I know you guys want shit to be simple. And I've gotten some criticism on my page for saying things that sound too complicated, or it should be easier that, or it should be more simple that. And I understand that, but you guys gotta fucking resolve to some intellect here. I know intellect is just only half the battle. There's intuition as well, but we live in a physical world. We live on planet Earth. You may be a spiritual being, but right now in this third dimension, you are attached to planet Earth. You are a physical entity in planet Earth, or at least you're inhabiting a physical entity on planet Earth, which means you go by the laws and rules of planet Earth for the most part. And planet Earth gets more complex as it goes on. Perfect example. Earth started as rocks and shit. And then we got single-celled organisms and shit, bacteria and whatnot. Bacteria joined forces into slime molds, right? Slime molds evolved into invertebrates like jellyfish and shit, into vertebrates like fish and shit. And then once life filled the ocean, it started to fill the land, right? So now you have animals breathing air, lungs becoming more complex, becoming more diverse. Animals filled the land, and then what did they do? They filled the sky. Now you got birds and shit flying around, because life gets more complex as it goes along. Now that we've filled the skies, now where are we going? We've become more complex creatures, and now we're colonizing space. This is just evolution. It's I'm on a tangent, I know. Anywho, be careful what information you consume, and be careful the ideas that you adopt without doing the thinking on your own. And I understand that the spiritual world gets a lot of heat for thinking because it should be purely intuition based, which is fine. Like I said, thinking is only half the battle. Well, intellect is only half the battle. Intuition is probably the other half. It's a balance, you know. But it's necessary. You know what I mean? It's absolutely necessary. You guys, you can't just consume whatever you hear because X amount of people are saying it, or this person is their own CEO and they make millions of dollars, therefore everything they say must be true, you know. It might be true for them, but it might not be true for you. It takes a lot of sort of figuring your own shit out. Like my girl the Oracle would say, Know thyself. Actually, it's an old Greek saying, but she said it in the Matrix. Anywho, I hope that helped in your manifestation endeavors, in your law of attraction endeavors. And thanks, you guys. If you made it this far in the video and you're new, welcome home. Take your shoes off, stay a while, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you know what's cracking. And for the old cats, thanks for being here, thanks for the help. Really appreciate it, as per usual. And thanks, you guys, for everything. We're on the road to 10K, and then we're going to be on the road to, I don't know, maybe we'll shoot for 25K or something silly like that next time around. But thank you, guys. Ooh, if you'd like to support the channel, some more shameless self-plugs here. I have a Patreon. I always forget, but I'll put it in the description, a link to my Patreon. Also, while we're talking about symbols and cool shit, I have an Etsy shop. I make my own candles, essential oils, and dreadlock products, because you know we own that dreadlock game. And just general all-around shenanigans. So feel free to join, hit me up, say hello, leave a comment, let me know who you are, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, alright?